What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, just welcome. My name is Gemma Jade, but today we are going to be discussing something you guys have been practically begging me for so long, and I finally got around to covering like 5 of them. This is the first in the conspiracy theory line on the Gemma Jade True Crime channel. As I told you guys, I need a little break from the heavy, a little break from the savage. So let's get into the theories surrounding Denver International Airport. Denver International Airport is the largest airport by landmass in the United States. It's twice the size of Manhattan and occupies 35,000 acres of land. That is huge. It's located 25 miles away from downtown Denver. The airport opened way behind schedule and far over budget in February of 1995. Although DIA is larger than Chicago O'Hare and Fort Worth Dallas airports combined, most of the 35,000 acres is actually unoccupied flatland. The actual airport part takes up very little amount of space. For all the space that they have, it's like a drop in the bucket. The question started coming right away with why this pricey airport, which cost $5 billion to construct, was even needed in the first place. After all, Stapleton Airport was fully functioning and much closer to Denver itself, and it seemed to be much more convenient as far as what people thought of it, right? They're like, wow, Stapleton's way more convenient. Why are they building this gigantic monstrosity of an airport? We don't need it, right? It's a kind of a waste of $5 billion. Some of the justifications given were that the larger runways would cut down on wait times for travelers coming in and out of the new airport, and much less noise disturbance from planes coming and going daily as they do in the surrounding residential areas. So much quieter because it had much more space between the airport and the residential areas. So the owners of the airport, I guess the corporations, they actually never deny, not even publicly, the theories and rumors that surround them. As a matter of fact, they perpetuate them and totally play into them, which I think is super awesome. So let's talk about our first nefarious theory, which talks about who was actually behind the construction of the Denver International Airport. People tend to point to the dedication marker, which credits, quote, the New World Airport Commission, end quote, for building the airport. However, if you're thinking this is a coincidence, think again, because even the airport's website states that this company doesn't even exist. It's not a real company. So why do they have a dedication marker with the word New World Airport? That's a little close to New World Order, if you ask me, and a lot of them. There are so many, quote, strange markings, end quote, all over the floors of the airport, which a lot of people also think that these markings are connected to the NWO as well. These markings are said to represent a new strain of hepatitis that is going to be used in biological warfare to get the population under control so the NWO can microchip whoever's allowed to live, and also leaving only the most powerful and elite to survive. The next contrivance that has many conspiracy theorists thinking there's something villainous going on at this most aesthetically pleasing airport, I can't say that word, you guys know what I mean, is the airport's 40-piece art exhibit, including the Mustang statue, aka Big Blue, also known as Blucifer. The 32-foot tall fiberglass sculpture with its glowing red eyes is said to represent one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Is it just a coincidence that the artist who created it was killed 2 years before being able to finish the statue when a piece of it fell and severed an artery in his leg? Despite the murderous Mustang's bad reputation, it continues to keep watch over all who come and go from this airport. Theories also abound about all of the extra and seemingly unnecessary space there at the airport. There's so much that's not being used, right? The most ominous theory, however, does not stem from the time capsule buried on the property, which definitely has symbols of the Freemasons and allegedly the Illuminati as well, but of the exorbitantly priced, never actually working, and still to this day abandoned baggage claim. The theory is that the baggage claim is actually a cover-up for the above-ground entrance to all kinds of secret tunnels and bunkers. Theorists point to the bunkers as being the exchange for the Illuminati bestowing the extra billions of dollars the airport went in over budget while constructing it. These tunnels are allegedly an underground lair of sorts for the Freemasons and the Illuminati. Some people also speculate that when some of the first and original buildings were constructed for the airport, they weren't built properly, but instead of tearing them down and starting again, the people who were constructing the airport just built over them. Like, built building over building. Does that make sense? So factually, there were at least 5 of them, and instead of knocking them down, demolishing them, the Freemasons took over and just built the buildings on top of them. And this is said to give them a great place to sit comfortably and hide and wait out the impending hepatitis virus that we talked about earlier, the biological warfare that's going to be produced by the elite to stop the overpopulation of the earth. They're taking over, guys. The rest of us during this biological warfare are just going to have to fend for ourselves and go on good old survival of the fittest. It is a fact that these buildings exist, and it is a fact that they were not demolished and built over. There is yet another theory, though, about who actually built and constructed these underground tunnels, right? So if it's not the Freemasons and the Illuminati, then who is it, guys? You got it. It's the lizard people. It's said that some of these tunnels lead directly to NORAD, which is the North American Aerospace Defense Command. And it could be true because it's located only 100 miles south of the airport in Colorado Springs. I mean, who would find this more useful than those evil alien lizard people, right? After all, they've taken over most of our elite, most of our beloved celebrities. These bunkers and tunnels sure will make it easier for them to carry out their sinister plots against us humans while they totally take over the world. Total lizard people world domination. I mean, after all, like I said, they've already taken over and or eliminated most of the world's elite, our beloved celebrities. I mean, who's next, guys? And by the way, by eliminated, I definitely meant eaten. They eat them. Our final look into many of the conspiracy theories surrounding the DIA, the Denver International Airport, is the artwork and how it points to the apocalypse and the end of the world. The first mural depicts, albeit in very bright and bedazzling colors, a dead girl lying in a coffin, horrific scenes of trees burning, animals in glass cages, and crying children dispersing in all directions, seemingly trying to get away from the terrible destruction depicted in the giant mural. Another showpiece that's seemingly a harbinger of the mass chaos and destruction the Illuminati and NWO, and most likely those damn reptilians, are to help bring about, depicts a gas mask wearing soldier carrying a large firearm and sword wreaking havoc while a caravan of refugees flee his presence and narrowly escape the carnage he seems to be inflicting. There is a deceased child in someone's arms, sleeping children sleeping right below this soldier, and a small child holding a teddy bear and seemingly hiding, desperate to stay out of this monster's sight. This mural also contains the death of this soldier and many people celebrating right above his dead body. In my opinion, wildly inappropriate stuff to be looking at right when you're about to board a plane. But if you ask conspiracy theorists, they will tell you that these murals serve a purpose, and it's to warn us of the death, destruction, and biological warfare that's coming our way. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I tried really hard to make it fun. I know I did a lot of reading from my script, but I had a lot of big words in there and a lot of things that I couldn't remember. So bear with me. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. You guys have been asking for conspiracy theories. There's so many I could have done on Denver International Airport. This is just a few. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Share it if you would like to, if you thought it was good. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate all of your support. Please do me a favor. There are going to be some links in the description box. The first one is to my podcast, Strange Things with Steve Stockton and Gemma Jade. We took a 2-week hiatus there. We're going to be back either this week or next week. Please click the link and check it out. We could really use subscribers and likes over there. I decided to put this video on the end of DIA because I don't know who's watching. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, just welcome. My name is Gemma Jade. But today we're going to be talking about the reptilians. I chose to put this video on the end of DIA because DIA was super short, and I don't want to put out a 7-minute video. Don't mind the hair. You guys know me and my bangs. We have this love-hate relationship. Don't mind the nails. I'm a mama. That's my excuse. Mama bear. So anyways, let's get started. Let's get cracking. Let's talk about these reptilians. Oh, I'm so excited. So more and more lately, as I search YouTube and as I Google things, watch different videos, read different books, I've been hearing about this secret underground race of reptilian humanoid creatures that have come to the planet for severely nefarious intents and purposes. So mainly though, the theory goes that these reptilians coming from another planet, and they're doing it to take over our world's most elite, the most rich, powerful tech moguls, right? All the new tech that's coming out. Like, do you guys really think we're inventing that? Come on. I lost my tinfoil hat too. So anyway, they're also taking over our most beloved celebrities, our most loathed celebrities, right? Have you guys heard anything about this? Let me know in the comments. I do watch and listen to David Icke. I know a lot of people are going to give me crap for that, but I believe in him for the most part, you know. So as with all conspiracy theories, there's a vast variation depending on who you ask about it. Everyone has their own, it's kind of like an urban legend or a playing game of Chinese telephone, you know. It just evolves the more that it gets rotated around, depending on where you are, who you're talking to, what kind of mood they're in that day is what they're going to tell you about the specific urban legend or the specific conspiracy theory. So because there are so many different stories going around and so many different ideas about what the reptilians are, what they're doing, I'm going to stick with what I mainly saw and what, from everything I can tell in my research, is the main belief of what's going on and what this theory actually is. The main theory posits that there's a race of underground lizard people or reptilian humanoids who, again, have come from another planet to take over the world. They control the mainstream media. They've taken over the bodies of pretty much every powerful Republican or Democrat, including presidents, which we'll get to later. They're also behind any major laws passed, mostly like the controversial ones. Yeah, it's them. Their power is seemingly infinite, and they pretty much control any and all people who have even the smallest amount of influence on our world, on our countries, on, like I said, laws, but they carry all this out in secret. And it's only really if you believe in the theories and the things that are said and dig deeper, go into the rabbit holes, that you'll truly understand like the depths of the power that these so-called alien reptilian creatures are alleged to have. So basically they take over human form, and it's like, voila, the media, the elite, the powerful, the rich, the famous, they're all puppets on a little string for these reptilians. We're like the Sims game for these people. What's their ultimate goal though? World domination, the slavery of mankind. The reason they can't completely just eliminate us and take over our world is because their main food supply is our blood. So they need us to keep on breeding. But why not take over our bodies and just use the rest of us as slaves? Those of us, you know, who aren't powerful, who have no influence. Kind of makes sense, right? If you were an evil reptile race, I guess that would make sense to you. Again, depending on who you talk to, the story of where these cold-blooded bastards came from will be completely different. Most theorists, though, believe they came from a dying planet somewhere in the Alpha Draconis star system. And do your own research if you want to find out where that is, because I didn't even get to a rabbit hole on that. It was like snooze fest. And I love science, but I just couldn't understand what I was reading. So their planet's dying. They need a new planet. Don't they realize our planet's dying too? But that's another video, Gemma. I guess if they take it over, they have tech and they have ways that they can keep our planet alive. At least it's better than their already pretty much dead planet, right? And I'm sorry if you were looking for a conspiracy theory video, again, with me in like a tinfoil hat and taking it very seriously, this might not be the video for you. I'm uncomfortable actually covering this because I think it's really funny, because I do believe in it. So I don't know really how to present it. So I hope I'm doing a good job. Moving on. These reptilians are masters of disguise, as they can take on the form of any human they come across, either just by touching them or by drinking their blood. Those are the two main things that I heard. I think it's really just by having some kind of skin-to-skin contact with them, because the blood drinking seems to be how they get their food, not necessarily how they take us over. It's still a complete mystery as to how they do this with, again, I tend to believe it's just from touching, like shaking hands. Then they have our skin cells. They have some kind of thing that they take the actual body. I don't know if they go into like the actual body or if they like put the person away and they just take over the image. If you guys know anything about that, put it in the comments. This is kind of like a surface video, just like I did with DIA. So they live in secret underground bunkers and lairs. Does that sound familiar? What we just talked about at the Denver International Airport. Put 2 and 2 together. DIA is 2, lizard people's the other 2. It equals 4 completely and totally. So I mentioned him before, and as anyone who's even skimmed the surface of this conspiracy theory know, that there's no way we can talk about the reptilian race of lizard people without mentioning at least David Icke, right? In 1998, a man named David Icke released a book called, quote, The Biggest Secret, end quote. This book supposedly had interviews in it with powerful people, and 2 of those people that were interviewed both agreed, and they were interviewed separately, that the entire British royal family, okay, has been integrated by this race of lizard humanoids, and the entire family are not humans, but reptilian creatures in disguise. Icke goes so far as to claim that this reptilian race is responsible for the death of Princess Diana, the assassination of JFK, and also even 9/11. So I don't want to get all snoozy and technical about how this theory came about, exactly how David Icke or anyone else came to all of these conclusions, right? So I'm just going to cliff note it for you. Apparently and allegedly, a race of demigods created humans a long, long time ago, right? But they didn't stop there. They also created a hybrid race from reptilians and humans. They bred them together. So you have the race of humans and the race of reptilian humans. Icke claims that the drinking of the human blood is what allows these creatures to shapeshift into full-blown humans and to take over the form of whoever's blood they're drinking. Now, when you think reptilian hybrid, like reptilian humanoid hybrid, that's like a reptilian that can talk, that can walk on 2 legs. You know what I mean? It's not like a half human body, like, or a reptilian with a human face. So try to picture like, you know, a 5'7", like for me, it'd be a 5'7" tall reptilian, lizard scales, the tail, the eyes, everything, that if they drink my blood, they're going to be Gemma. How do we know that didn't happen already? Would I know if I was a lizard person? Oh my God, who am I? Am I a lizard person? Am I a lizard person? Seriously, guys, if you really think about it, how much crazy and weird stuff do we see on a daily basis that we kind of just block out? Do you know what I mean? I know I see a ton of weird crap regularly and daily that kind of just goes in my brain and back out again that I don't even think about because I'm so used to it. So is it really that far-fetched to believe that there's a race of these creatures running around? I mean, so much weird stuff happens, especially as far as I know. I say especially because I live here in the United States recently, like everything that's going on. I do not want to get political. Trust me, I'll probably lose a lot of you if I do. I don't want to be that crazy political lady on YouTube, but I mean, how does all this stuff happen? I really believe there has to be something else in control. I'm a Christian. I'm not talking about Jesus or the Lord or God. I'm talking about the bad stuff. But as usual, I'm getting off track. Back to the lizards. On the other hand, though, how much weird crap do you do? Like if someone watched your every single move, like they do these celebrities, like Justin Bieber transform into a lizard, or you see all these celebrities where their eyes twitch, or, you know, the alleged Beyonce rumors that she's in the Illuminati or taken over by reptilians. And I'm just using these 3 as an example because they're who I see like the most. I'm the first one to watch these and be like, oh my God, did you see that? You know? But, you know, again, I'm not good with technical stuff, CGI and Photoshop and all that crap. So But if someone were to watch your every single move, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, how much weird stuff would you be caught doing, right? I know I would. Listen, if doing weird stuff is the basis of the criteria that you're a reptilian, then I'm a reptilian because I am weird AF. I do strange things. But does that make me a reptilian? How would I know if I was one? Guys, this is blowing my mind. It just came to me as I'm reading this. Would I know? Would I know I'm a reptilian? Another thing that the people who genuinely believe in this lizard theory claim that is an actual fact is that if you look at the family trees of many, and I mean a lot, a super duper lot of rich, famous, influential, and powerful people, they're all somehow related. All of them somehow. Sometimes very, very distantly, like 27th cousins to the 5th power or something, but they're freaking related. So how does a regular person like me end up in being influential or powerful or famous? I don't. Another example, George Bush is somehow distantly related to Britney Spears. 71 million people in the United Kingdom are somehow related to Richard III. Did you guys know that? That's an actual fact. That's a statistical fact. It's claimed that even Meghan Markle herself can claim a very, very distant relation to Winston Churchill. Meghan Markle is allegedly very distantly related to H.H. Holmes as well, but moving on. Just saying, that's what I heard. Anyway, you get the picture, right? I can probably do a whole never-ending series relating the rich, the powerful, the famous, the elite. It just goes on and on, the relation. It's crazy. It's mind-boggling. It seems if you have any kind of influence or power, you're related to someone else who does. So that leaves the rest of us, we're just peasants, I guess. And we're expendable. And I talked about that earlier when I was talking about DIA. It's like, I'm not going to be one of the people chosen to survive this biological war if it breaks out, right? I mean, who am I? I'm not influential in any way. I'm not powerful. I'm not particularly talented. You know what I mean? I'm talking not low self-esteem here, guys, but let's be real. I'm no Britney Spears or Barack Obama, right? I'm no Elon Musk. My point is, we could be ridiculously intelligent, dreadfully good looking, super duper talented, and it wouldn't make any difference if you don't have blood relation somehow to someone else who is. It's claimed that that's the reptilians' ice cold blood running through these people's veins, and they're now the hybrids. It kind of makes sense. Again, in order to dominate the world and keep up their control of the media and technology and all that kind of stuff, they've got to keep, the blood pure. They can't let someone in who doesn't have the blood because we might go against them. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it properly, but guys, it's a conspiracy theory. Either you believe in it or you don't. If you do believe in it though, and you end up doing some research and going down a rabbit hole and seeing how I can expand this in a way that people can understand, email your girl, GemmaJadeYT@gmail.com. Put it down in the comments too. For believers in these theories though, it does make perfect sense. A lot of the presidents of the United States are very distantly related to one another. And a lot of them, most of them in fact, are all related to some form of British nobility as well. So the royal family going back generations and the United States presidents all being blood connected somehow. Again, it's usually like distant cousins, very, very distant cousins. But I mean, think about that. Think about how effed up that is. They all have some kind of the same ancestor, the same blood running through their veins. You guys don't think that's weird? I'm being serious right now too. That's weird. Also, a lot of the presidents of the United States are distantly related to Winston Churchill. And like I said earlier, H.H. Holmes. Yeah, I'm just saying what I heard, guys. Don't kill the messenger. Come at me, bro. So before we end, let's talk about how to spot one of these despicable bloodhounds masquerading in human form. They're able to hide these things really well too. So if you ever feel like you're in the presence of one of them, please look really closely, pay very careful attention. I mean, how do you think they've managed to keep a whole race of them secret for so long? Only the few conspiracy theorists that believe in these theories know about them, right? Because if you don't believe this, then you don't know. You're like, nah, that's malarkey. Obviously, if they have a forked tongue, you're talking to a lizard person. But much of the things about them are more subtle. And again, they're good at hiding them. All of them have razor sharp eyesight. And I'm not talking the usual human 20/20 eyesight. I'm talking razor sharp, can see like a bat in the dark eyesight. Also, their hearing is absolutely impeccable. They can hear things from like several yards away, a mile away even sometimes. So watch out about that. Even whispering, guys, it's not going to work. You're not going to be able to keep your secret if you're saying it out loud. Reddish hair is allegedly a known trait. They definitely have extrasensory perception, or ESP. And for some reason, super low blood pressure. Oh my gosh, I have super low blood pressure. They're coming to get me. They'll have some kind of either crazy obsessive interest in or unexplainable knowledge of UFOs, extraterrestrial star systems, planets, dimensions, outer space, all that kind of stuff. But it won't be like your normal being educated about something, your normal hobby or interest. They'll know things that no human should be able to know. Even if that's not their job choice, like to be a scientist, or they're not a tech mogul, even if they're posing as like an average person, it'll still be weird. Their obsession with it will still be weird. And it's because they long for home, which is outer space. Most of them will have eyes that randomly change color. They can have any color eyes, like even brown, blue, green, whatever, hazel. But if you're around them long enough and you keep a good eye on their eyes, you'll see them quickly change to either green, hazel, or sometimes a little bit of yellow, and that lizard eyeball will pop up really quick. It's just a split second and then it's gone, so pay close attention. The last thing that you can know to spot a reptilian is they'll have unexplained scars on their body, like I guess from morphing, like the skin stretching. Kind of gross, but like I said, I'm just the messenger. I'm just trying to help you guys out by educating you so you don't become dinner for these fiends. The last thing I read about how to spot a lizard person, and I'm so confused by this, I'm thinking maybe one of those reptilian bastards put this in the article I was reading to throw everyone off, because it said you can recognize them by a deep, deep compassion for the human race. This was the same source that gave me the rest of how to spot a lizard person. I don't know. A lizard person had to have somehow taken over whoever wrote that article and put that last bit in there just to kind of throw us off. Like, oh, they're really nice. If you understand that one, put it down in the comments, because I really did read that. A lizard person probably put it in there to, like, for good measure, thinking it sounded good enough to throw us off their evil plot. We're not going to be fooled, though. Oh, no. So guys, that's all I have for you today on my most favoriteest conspiracy theories, but I have a lot more coming up, and I have a lot more that are serious. I told you guys I was taking a break from the heavy, taking a break from the serious, but I'm getting back on track this coming week. You're going to see these videos that I did. The first week of February coming in, that's when I'm going to get back to the true crime cases. I do have some conspiracy theories that aren't going to be fun like this. I have one I'm working on called COVID 1984. So, yeah, I know you guys got that. So there's so much that I want to talk to you guys about. There's so much I'm going to be doing. Please comment below what you think about these conspiracy theories today. Again, I know a lot of conspiracy theory videos, they have the creepy music in the background, and I just can't sit here and take all of this so super serious. I can't take myself that seriously. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I was trying to make it fun and a little bit funny, very nonchalant, so I don't get the reputation of being a conspiracy theorist. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you love hanging out with me as much as I love hanging out with you and just reporting what the alleged facts are, subscribe if you haven't already. I have a lot of videos that are different from this, that are very serious, a lot of cases that I take on, and I also take requests. You can see personal photos of me, just me having fun, making little comments on Instagram, and If you are able to financially support the channel, there's a link in the description box for my PayPal. There's a link in the description box to become a patron. Click either one. Whether you can support the channel financially or not, I love and appreciate you because I love all of the support you guys have been giving us on the podcast, Strange Things with Steve Stockton and Gemma Jade. There's a link for that in the description box too. And I hope you guys have been checking out the Sunday night podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called Fireside Chat with Steve and Gemma. The link for that is going to be in the description box as well. Steve Stockton from Missing Persons and Mysteries 13 Past Midnight, and Strange Things with Steve Stockton and Gemma Jade, and I go in and we do a live stream and we start the conversation off just kind of casual, and then we see where it goes. We interact with the people in the chat. It's really fun. We always have a great time. We almost always go over an hour because the time just absolutely flies. I'm going to put a link to 1 or 2 of those in the description box as well. Go over, check it out. Give it a thumbs up. Really helps me out, guys. So podcast, Strange Things with Steve Stockton and Gemma Jade, Fireside Chat with Steve and Gemma, my Patreon, my PayPal, and a list of thank you to my patrons now. You guys are absolutely the best. And if you donate simply through PayPal, I'll still make you a patron on Patreon. Just for my patrons now, I want to quickly say I am going to be starting early access to all of my main and major videos starting the first week of February. Once I get a few more, I am going to start putting out videos just for patrons. So I hope you enjoyed as well my new series, Strange and Suspicious Celebrity Deaths. I'll put one of those up here. You guys can check it out. I've done one so far, Houdini. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really good. There's another one coming next week. I'm going to do them bi-weekly to the best of my ability. I have old-time criminals, old-time crime once a month where I do those old-timey cases that I know you guys love so much. I have a list of suggestions and I'll work on it. If you have anything to say, email me again, gemmajadeYT@gmail.com. And also, if you have, I'm compiling a list of subscriber stories for either alien encounters, paranormal experiences, anything you guys have that's creepy, weird, that has personally happened to you and you're willing to allow me to read on the channel. I have 3 so far. I want to get 2 more to do a video. I know y'all love these subscriber stories from Missing Persons and Mysteries, and I wanted to go ahead and do my own. So, all right, guys, be kind to each other. It doesn't cost anything and can gain you so much. Have your best day. Have your best night. And I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye-bye, guys.